Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of November 14th, 2022. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Every week we chat about what parents are talking, complaining, and obsessing about right now. This week we're complaining about things only mums can see and obsessing about family favorites. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today we are talking about natural consequences. So, does anybody want to?
The natural consequence of picking a topic Nicole doesn't like is that she sits there passive aggressively waits for somebody else to talk.
Suggestion. Thank you very
Is this your suggestion? I thought you weren't so much for the natural consequences.
Oh, I know what it was. I have a story.
Okay.
I know what it was.
Nicole has a story.
So my child is at university, and as with kids, we try to teach them the right way of doing things, certain ways of doing things that will be beneficial to them, like learning how to budget. And my daughter has her moments where she will be cautious, and then she's having a lot of moments lately when she's not. So anyway, I've been really encouraging her to pay attention to what goes in and out of her bank account. And she's, and I check in with her every once in a while and see where things are at. And she hasn't been paying very close attention lately. So the other day, I was on FaceTime with her, and she walked into a grocery store. And it was Whole Foods. So I don't know if you're familiar with Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Whole paycheck.
Yes. And I said, what are you doing in Whole Foods? That's kind of like bougie for a university student. And she says, oh, they have a great area where I can get hot food and have dinner, right? And I'm like, okay, that's kind of little. What happened to craft dinner in a box, right?
Yeah.
So, no, it'll be fine. So anyway, I was on the phone with her, and she's getting some food, and I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, this is fine. It's not very expensive. I've done this before. And then she gets to the cash register, and she's like, oh, wait, I just realized this isn't by the size of the box. It's by the weight. And I said, yeah. And I said, and you can't return it. What are you going to go do? Dump it back in the buffet? You're going to have to get it. And she's like, oh no, because she was planning to go out with her friends like right after. She's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize, I wasn't thinking. And I'm like, well, you have to buy it. Like, you're in lineup. And
Was she working up to asking you to Venmo her the money?
I think she knew right away that was not going to happen. So she went through the checkout, and I could hear her, okay, thank you, yeah, bye. And her voice was like, really, I could tell she was super stressed. And she got out of the grocery store, and she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, that was the most expensive meal I've ever purchased. And I'm like, well, how, like, what? Because I didn't hear the price of it, but I said, so what did it end up costing you? And she said, for that tiny little box of food, it was $40.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's too bad. I guess you won't make that mistake again. Anyway, so I just thought it was, I didn't have to do anything. I was just on the phone watching this, or, listening to this unfold, right?
Yeah. And if you had tried to tell her,
well,
she would be like, Mom.
You did try to tell her.
I kind of, what are you doing going in there? Oh, I've done it before. It's okay. It's cheap. I'm like, oh, God. Yeah. It was quite interesting. It was definitely a life lesson. It was great. So she had to curtail.
You only know for sure that it was a life lesson if she never goes there again.
Exactly.
Right. All those who suspect the next time Nicole talks to her on the phone, she'll be in Whole Foods again.
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand.
Okay, one can hope. She was in a lot of shock.
Yes. She'll just get a little bit less next time. I just took too much. That was the problem.
That's what you get for shopping at Whole Foods. Students don't shop at Whole Foods.
Right.
Your head is shake. So anyway, that was my
can
story.
Sneak up on you in places like that.
It can.
Yes.
But have your own kids ever experienced anything as painful as parting with a lot of money for a little bit of food?
My child has famously failed to realize the natural consequences that are happening. I don't know. I mean, my younger one, I think, might be getting a little better. We'll see. Just seeing that, we've struggled with homework and grades and things in the past. And now that he's applying to colleges and he has to spell out in black and white, what his grades are, I think he has some regrets. So we can just hope that will translate into actually doing what he needs to do for the rest of the year. We'll see.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The problem is that the natural consequences, like not going to college, which is maybe too big.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I like the idea of natural consequences so much.
Yes.
It makes so much sense to me. And I can see how it should play out in so very many situations.
Right.
But, in my case, my kids have disabilities that maybe give them difficulty in seeing cause and effect. So that's a problem. And usually it seems like, is the natural consequences of this going to be learnable for them? Also, is it going to be dangerous? Is it going to be costly? Maybe we should just tell them what to do.
Right.
They'll be unhappy, but we'll just tell them what to do.
Yeah.
It's too bad because I don't think they learned from stuff like that. Even when they were little, when it would have been, it's such a good philosophy. It's such a good parenting strategy. Dang it!
I know, and I'm with you.
You're supposed to learn from this. What's the matter with you?
There have been so many times where I'm like, I would really love to allow the natural consequences to play out because, like you said, it's in theory so good, and then it's like, but. Sometimes the natural consequences, like you said, are too far away to be effective, or sometimes it's only something I care about, not what the kid cares
about. That is another big problem.
So,
yeah. I mean, my daughter now manages her own money, and she has a debit card. And I feel kind of comfortable with that because the amount of trouble she can get in with it is limited. And, I keep saying sometimes she works fewer days. And I said, your paycheck's going to be smaller. And she's like, oh, it's fine. She likes having fewer days. And it's like, I see her buying a lot of stuff. And I said, are you making sure that you have enough money to pay for all that? Oh, yeah. But, the natural consequence is that she's going to purchase is going to be declined and she's going to have to pay a fee to the bank. The other day she got an offer in the mail for a credit card, and I really kind of thought about it because it would be good for her to start building some credit. But boy, that's something where the natural consequences can get out of control really easily.
That's a slippery slope.
Yeah, because it's like, she can keep within her budget when that is all she has to work with. But if I can just go buy anything with this, right? Doesn't matter. I'll pay it back. It'll be fine. And then pretty soon, we're bailing her out from a huge debt. So I'm just not quite ready to go with the natural consequences on that scale. I am disappointed that I have not been able to make better use of that.
Of natural consequences.
Consequences, yes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that if I said, send him out let him go out without his coat and he'll be cold and from then on he'll know to wear a coat. I'm not sure my son would make that conclusion. So at least when he was little, he wouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, even at the, wise old age of 17, my kid doesn't get the, if you go to bed earlier, you won't be so tired the next day.
I still don't. What are you talking about?
Most people don't. Right?
I still think I can beat the system.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But it's a tough one. When it works, it's great.
It's so satisfying. You feel so smart.
But then you also know that you're going to have to pay for it at some point. Like, whether it's stress, money, effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to somehow put out some energy to kind of resolve it.
Yeah.
So, no thanks.
And if we're being honest, do natural consequences really work on us all the time? If I eat those cookies, I'm going to gain weight. Maybe I shouldn't eat the cookies, but the cookies are delicious and they're here right now. And, I'll just eat less tonight. Right. So I fear I don't play by natural consequences that much either. Oh, I can stay up all night working now and then I'll just sleep a little extra tomorrow. And then I'm crabby and tired.
Right.
For weeks afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, the difference is, and you choose not to. Whereas a kid might still be able to learn the lesson.
Right.
I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe tough.
Maybe we just leave books on natural consequences around and let the kids discover it themselves. And then they'll say, Mom, I have this great theory. If I do this, then it's if you're telling them that it becomes not of interest.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Well,
such a good idea, though. We recommend it to you all. And if anybody has success with it, please don't tell us, because then we'll feel sad. Like bad parents. Keep it to yourself.
Or maybe we'll report our successes on a future podcast.
Yeah.
Someday.
Could happen.
Yes.
Not likely.
No.
But could.
Yeah. But for now, that's it for today's round one. Enough beating ourselves up.
Yes.
Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.